Namo Lohi Savayantanam, Namo Lohi Savasidanam, Namo Lohi Savayiriyam, Namo Lohi Savujayam, Namo Lohi Savatrivavati Savanam, Omkaramindu Sanyuktam Nityam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Mokshanam Jai Omkaraya Namo, Manganam Bhagavanayo, Manganam Gopamodi, Manganam Kunkundari Ujendra Mosu, Manganam Namah Samaysar. Swanubhutya Jakasti Swadhay Bhavaya
Om Namo Lohe Sarvatrikavarti Ariyantanam. Om Namo Lohe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Lohe Sarvatrikavarti Aryanam. Om Namo Lohe Sarvatrikavarti Vajjanam. Om Namo Lohe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Yesu Panchanamukaro Sarvapavapanasunu Mangalancha Savising Padamam Haimangalam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Cheva Omkaraya Namo Namo Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chikasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnana Timirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Tirthankaro Jagitana Jayamanto Omkarana Jagitano Jayamanto Samo Sarva Sau Jayavanta Varto Tirthachara Jagamo Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangarutene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dani Digano Jina Kundani Yapya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupama Gatu Kale Sarve Sridhane Vandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asana Bhagata Are Om Ekse Sada Are Jangara Samay Kare Kanmate Mali Paramanu Matram Kiri Yaman Jnana Katara Kunti Vedaka Are Jane Jakar Moday Nirajara Bandhane Om Namah Siddhevya Om Namah Siddhevya Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha. Jai Jinendra. Today is May 4th, 2016, Wednesday, and we are continuing our discussion on Samaysar. We are on stanza number 8. We started last week. We'll recapitulate certain points and we'll continue to go ahead. So let's see. I need to put the slides on and share the screen. Okay, and here. We'll sing the stanza first. Jahana visakkamana jo anajabhasam vinaduga hedum tahavavaharena vina paramathuva desanamasakkam Bhasha anarya vinana samaja vishakaya anaryane vyavahara vana paramarthano upadesa ema asakyache. So this is the stanza number 8, in which, as long as we have gone through of 7 stanzas, we pretty well know what is the subject matter to start with. That Acharya Dev Kunkun Swami wants to convey to us about the real nature of the soul, which is devoid of any attachment of any kind. When we say attachment, this is my house, this is my car, this is my family, that's not the attachment he's talking. This is my body, he's not talking about that attachment. The material karma are associated with me, that's not my attachment. then what is he talking about? I mean, these are the things I know. These are the things that literature talks about it. So what are you trying to tell me here? What kind of attachment, what kind of conventional association you are talking about? Acharya Bhagwan says that the average story everybody talks about, I'm not talking that one. You have listened to that story zillions of times in the past, not this life, but in the previous lives also. But now I'm going to talk to you the real nitty-gritty things. He enters the boundary of the soul. Acharya Bhagwan enters the periphery of the soul. And now when he enters into the soul, then what are the things you are seeing? When I'm outside, when I'm not into the soul, discussion point of view, that then I can say, okay, this phone is not mine, this remote control is not mine, or they are mine, or whatever those things that I can just say. But those are mineness that I put it in. I just say, this is mine, nobody should take it. Or this is mine, it is very old, or whatever. So these kind of things, I'm used to those kind of things. But over here, that's not the one. Acharya Bhagwan says, I'm not talking about associative material things. I'm talking about soul's associative things within the boundary of the soul. So that's what he tries to convey. And so this is the one that Acharya Amrit Chandracharya wrote down the commentary on it. And this is the meaning of the stanza. There is a further explanation, and all those things are there. We already talked about few of the things. So we talked up to, we are talking about absolute point of view and conventional point of view. And just for the sake of saving the space on this slide, we will just say absolute point of view is APOV and conventional point of view is a CPOV. What are those things? Absolute point of view, and again, throughout the literature, any Jain literature you open, these two things will be there hidden inside. And we have to have our own intellect so sharp to find it out. That each sentence is been said, is it from absolute point of view or conventional point of view? Because if we understand that point, then we know from what angle Acharya Bhagwan is trying to convey the message to me. I cannot mix up both with each other. If I mix up absolute with conventional or vice versa, then the problem starts with my understanding. For example, if somebody says to me right now, I'm at one of my friends' place, and if somebody says, who am I? Then I'm going to say, I'm Kirit. That's the thing that I talk from conventional point of view. But knowing that who am I, when I'm talking conventional point of view that I'm Kirit, at that time I'm aware of it, that I'm the eternal pure soul substance. I'm wandering in the transmigration. In that wandering, at this point, I'm in the human form. And that human form means an association of the soul and the material body is been given a name called Kirit. I'm aware of that point, and that is the absolute point of view. That who am I? I'm the eternal soul substance. That's the absolute point of view. But just to continue the conventional wisdom, to continue the practicality, to continue day-to-day conversational point of view will just denote that I'm Kirit and that's it. But if I believe that I am Kirit only and I'm not the eternal soul substance, then there is a problem, because I just know only conventional point of view, but I don't know absolute point of view. Furthermore, Acharya Bhagwan says that you know the conventional point of view only and only if you know the absolute point of view. We'll expand on it. Number one, you will know conventional point of view if and only if you know absolute point of view. If I don't know the absolute point of view, then the conventional point of view is also a fallacy. We'll go in detail about that. So, what is the absolute point of view? I'm the eternal soul substance. I know that part. Then I know that at this point, I am associated with the physical body, which is given the name of Kirit. So now I know conventional point of view from right perspective. But if I don't know I'm the eternal soul substance, that absolute point of view, I don't know it, and I know only I'm Kirit, I'm Kirit, I'm Kirit, then it is my fallacy. It will continue, it will help me to continue my transmigration, because I'm projecting myself with the alien objects. What is the alien object here? This body. This material body associated with the soul, and I'm telling this combination of soul and material body as Kirit, and I think that that is the real thing. So, absolute point of view has to be known, then conventional point of view comes in picture. Now, we are just saying that I'm eternal soul substance, but did I experience that thing? Have I ever experienced eternal soul substance? No. Then how come I can talk about absolute point of view and conventional point of view and all these things? Acharya Bhagwan said, if you know absolute point of view, no means if you have experienced your eternal soul substance, then in the real form, you know the conventional point of view. If you have known the Nishchay Nahi, then and then you know the nature of Vyavahar Nahi. If you did not know the Nishchay Nahi, then Vyavahar Nahi is not known in the right perspective. Then here we are talking and not having any experience of the soul substance. Then I'm in the fool's paradise right now, right? Acharya Bhagwan says, what we are doing right now, we are studying, we are learning, we are trying to imbibe all this information. We are gathering all the information. Once I gather all this information, that okay, soul is like this and soul's association is like this and all those things, I know it. Remember, at this point, I still don't have experience of my soul. I simply know it. That this is my nature, is an eternal soul substance, and associated things are called conventional point of view, Vyavahar Nahi. My body is associated with the soul, my material karma are associated with the soul, my inclination of attachment and aversion, rag and dvesh, are also associated with the soul substance. So I know and I gather all this information. Now I keep on reflecting upon. I do meditate on it. I just I just keep on reciting those things. I try to imbibe on those information. And that way, I now end up knowing the eternal soul substance, even though I don't have experience of the soul substance. But now I gather all the information. Not only I gathered, but I reflected upon and recited upon and meditated upon. All this information now becomes so solid in my psyche, in my understanding perspective. This is from knowledge perspective we talked about. What does knowledge do? Knowledge gathers information, and then it just solidifies all the information. Then we reflect upon that information, and that information is now really deep-seated in my understanding. So this knowledge perspective, this knowledge attribute and knowledge mode did all this work. Now there's also faith perspective, Shraddha Gun. What is a Shraddha Gun's business? What is the business of a faith attribute? Faith attribute can be only in two forms only. Either it could be faith directed to the alien objects of the universe, or faith directed to the eternal soul substance. Only two ways it can be there. Remember, over here I have gathered all the information about the soul's nature and everything. At the same time, my faith is directed to the alien objects of the universe. That's called mithyatva, wrong belief. Because my faith is directed to the alien object. My faith says that this phone makes me happy. My faith says, first thing in the morning, I pick up this phone and start. So if I don't have this phone with me, I'll be very nervous. I'll be apprehensive. Were you like this 10 years back, 15 years back, 20 years back, when there was no cell phones? You never had anxiety. You never worried about it. Now the new toy came in, and now you think that I can't live without it. Who says so? So, because my faith is directed to the alien objects in this thing, it's a cell phone, and my faith is directed to a cell phone, that I can't live without it. I can't live with certain things. I can't live without my car. I can't live without my family. All these things that what we are talking, the faith is directed to the alien objects of the universe. And because of the faith directed to the alien objects of the universe, I keep on wandering in the transmigration since time infinite, and I'll continue till I change my aim. My faith, I have to change it from alien object to the self. How does this faith come from alien object to the self? My knowledge that I gathered, the way we are gathering this knowledge for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and years, we are continuing this subject right now. So we are getting information. Now we analyze the information and say, what is me and what is not me? I analyze that way. I decided that way. And I keep on reflecting upon that kind of feeling again and again and again and again. So my knowledge is solidified. You know, we have the kids and grandkids. When they were growing, when they are small kids, when we are teaching them about how to write A, B, C, D. First day he wrote A and we became very excited. Next day he forgot. So we ask him how to do it again, how to do it, and we just help him out. We try to help him out to in a different ways and different ways of teaching and everything. And repeatedly, again and again and again and again, the child writes A. Now he does not make mistake writing A. Repeatedly, he talks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But first day he made mistake, second day he did okay, third day he did made mistake. But repeatedly we tried with him, and suddenly now he can do everything flawless. So for understanding, for child to do the flawless, he has to several times, he has to keep on reciting everything with him. Same way here. This is my true nature of the this is my true state of the soul substance. I know that part. Now I recite again and again and again. ગુજરાતીમાં કહે છે ને કે એકડો ઘૂંટવો 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 એવી રીતે ઘૂંટવો કે સ્વપ્નમાં પણ એકડો લખે તો સાચો એકડો થાય. So if I'm writing number 1 or A or B or C, even in my dream, I will write it right way only, because it is deep-seated imprint within me. Same way, this knowledge about the soul, I have a deep-seated imprint within me. Once that deep-seated imprint occurs within me, and now I know my benefit is to stay into the eternal soul substance. Now I realize that point. Now that decision is very solidified. Then the knowledge over here tells this faith that, hey, you know what? Faith, you are directing to the alien objects, but come within. I have gathered information about soul substance, and if you come within, you are going to feel happiness. From the alien object of the universe, you never got a happiness. If this phone got lost or anything, or if it is away from me, it gives me anxiety. Soul substance, when I am with him, it will not give me anxiety. It's going to give me peace and solace and happiness. So this knowledge, which is solidified about true nature of the soul, now tells the faith to go within. So now this faith transfers from alien object to the eternal soul substance. When that happens, that's called Samyak Darshan. So, absolute point of view, now that I have Samyak Darshan, now that I have experiencing of my soul substance, then I know all the rest of the things. When I have Samyak Darshan, I'm still living in the family, I'm still doing business, I still enjoy worldly objects, appears to be. I still go out, I drive, and all kind of things I'm doing it. But my attention is constantly focused to my eternal soul substance. A person, the boy gets married today with his girlfriend. Then after marriage, next day he goes to work. And he does exact work that he was doing yesterday and day before yesterday and everything. But constantly in his mind, he keeps on thinking about his loved one. He just keeps on thinking, when can I finish this work and go back to my wife? So that kind of feeling here also, when you have absolute point of view experiencing of the soul, then you are still doing your regular work, regular business, you are attending to the functions of the body and everything. Yes, your diabetes, you are going to check your sugar and take insulin and everything. You have high blood pressure, you are going to take medication for that. All those routine things you do it, but on the back of your mind, when can I go within my soul substance? When can I go with it? So he does all the external activities flawless, but now his attention is drawn to the eternal soul substance. So that's a difference between absolute point of view and conventional point of view that we took it. So thereafter, what we say, we have gone through all the slides. So I'm just going to go something quickly. Okay, I think we were here. No, one more slide. We have done this one. Okay. One should not bring conventional. Okay. Okay, yeah, Tika. We are supposed to start from Tika. Tika means a commentary by Amrit Chandracharya Dev. As we said, Kunkun Swami wrote down the stanzas 2000 years back. He was a naked monk who had experiencing of the soul substance, and he was highly intellectual person. Remember, two things we are talking. I said naked monk, and then on the same breath I said highly knowledgeable person. They're two different things. Experiencing of the soul can occur to anybody. Anybody can experience a soul. You don't need to be super intelligent person for that. But Kunkun Swami, he experienced a soul, and at the same time he had an extreme great intellect. And so he wrote down all these things 2000 years back for us. At the time, there was, fortunately, with our luck, people and those people who collected those writings and everything, they preserved those things. And today they are preserved. They are available in actuality, in the real form, written 2000 years back on the palm leaves. In the southern India, in the state of Karnataka, there is a place called Mulbadri, and still at that point, right now, today also, they have those literatures preserved. So 2000 years back it was written, and then 1000 years back, Amrit Chandracharya Dev came. So remember, vast time difference between these two Acharya. 2500 years back was Mahavir Swami. 2000 years back was Kunkun Swami. 1000 years back was Amrit Chandracharya Dev. At the time of Mahavir Swami's time, everybody understood, and everybody understood what Lord wanted to talk about. In time of Kunkun Swami, the language started deteriorating somewhat, and the language was spoken that was called language of the uncivilized person, Anarya. After 2000 years back, language was called to be uncivilized. 1000 years back, language further deteriorated, and Amrit Chandracharya said that this language is of the barbarian, Mlecha Machimar, barbarian. So 1000 years back, Amrit Chandracharya Dev says that language has become barbarian. So what are the language status today? Well, it's just anybody's guess right now. So basically, these are the things, as the time started passing, language started deteriorating. Actually, at the time of Mahavir Swami, 2500 years back, whatever he spoke, I'm using the word loosely as a spoke. Tirthankar Bhagwan, Mahavir Swami, the omniscient Lord, he is sitting in the assembly and he's preaching. His preaching assembly is called Samaysar. Samaysar. He doesn't speak like me, us, like he doesn't speak like the language like us. he has engrossed himself in his total state of the soul. He's engrossed there. He is merely body existence, which he doesn't care about it. So he is totally engrossed in his soul substance, that called omniscience, Keval Gnan. When he's sitting in the assembly, preaching assembly, Samaysar, then from his whole body, a sound called Omkar sound comes out. This Omkar sound is a monosyllable. When that sound comes out and everybody attending that assembly, they will understand in their own capacity what Lord wants to convey. There are several basic languages and 700 sub-languages. People and living being attending that assembly, they will understand in their own language. Lord, from the Bhagwan's body, only Omkar sound came out, Om, like that. But the people attending this assembly, they will understand what it means. Gautam Swami is a first disciple with his 11 brothers. And he understood in complete form, and right away he created Dvadashangi, 12 canons of scriptures. How big are those canons? If we take the weight of an elephant, and if we take that much amount of ink and start writing, once we finish that ink, it will be the scripture called Acharang Sutra. And then next one is double the ink of the weight of the elephant, and so on and so forth. So that way, huge kind of scriptures are created, but they are having so much intellect that they remember, they recite everything by their memory power only. There was no written language at the time. This one wealth of knowledge, Gautam Swami and his associated disciple, they understood. And then it was conveyed in the lineage of the Acharya, further Acharyas. So when Kunkun Swami came 500 years back, that memory power started going down, and so the writing came. So Kunkun Swami did this writing of Samaysar. So that's why language deteriorated there, and now Amrit Chandracharya says it further went down, it became barbarian language. Whatever that uncivilized language or barbarian language, at least today in this time, in this 21st century, we are the direct recipient of those things, that we have this thing available to us and we can talk about these things, and we try to understand that one, we try to implement in our life, and once we implement, in one fine morning, we can also get the experiencing of the soul called Samyak Darshan. So, those are the commentary that Amrit Chandracharya started giving. Learned person, now he gives example over here. Amrit Chandracharya Dev gives example that learned person means the person who has a self-realization, person who has Samyak Darshan, and he just says word Swasti. Swasti means, may the prosperity be with you. If I'm there and I don't know this word Swasti and its intended meaning, then I'll keep on staring at that learned person, that what is he talking? What is he talking? Well, let's go to foreign country right now. Let's go to Japan. We don't understand Japanese language. We go to the hotel and start TV, and it's a Japanese language TV is there. What do I understand? Nothing. I keep on staring at the TV screen because I don't understand what they're talking. So here, relation between the word and its intended meaning is a very important thing to understand. Vachya, Vachak Sambandh is a word used by Amrit Chandrasekhar Dev, and Gurudev Sri explained in great detail about this Vachya, Vachak Sambandh. Swasti is the word. Swasti, what we talk about, the learned person talk the word Swasti is a word. But its intended meaning was, may the everlasting prosperity be with you. That was the intended meaning. But I didn't understand the intended meaning. So that's why I kept on just staring at that guy, staring at the learned person. Swasti is in two words, Swa and Asti. Swa means myself. My eternal soul substance is myself. And Asti means whatever is myself, that I end up knowing myself. Whatever is my eternal self, I ended up knowing that part, knowing that thing. So that's called Swasti. And then Acharya Bhagavan gives the example. This is word sugar. Now, person who has never tasted sugar, there won't be anybody in this world right now not knowing what's the taste of the sugar, but not knowing the sugar, for example. The word is sugar, and its intended meaning is the actual substance sugar. When I said cell phone is a word, but it means actually the cell phone which helps me to communicate with the outside world. Sugar is a word, and its intended meaning is actual sugar substance. This is a word over here, this is a substance over here. So the word is Vachak. Word is Vachak, and the actual substance is called its Vachya. So their relationship is called Vachya Vachak Sambandh. That's the first bullet. Vachya Vachak Sambandh. What is Vachak? Vachak is a word. What's the intended meaning, actual things, is called Vachya. When Swasti is being said, that's a word. But what's the actual meaning of Swasti? May the everlasting prosperity be with you. Now, if I don't understand the meaning of it, then word means nothing to me. When I don't understand the meaning of it, word means nothing to me. So, Acharya Bhagavan gives me word, but it is my responsibility, it's my duty to understand what he means. When he talks soul, what does soul means? That is my duty to understand. So what is soul? Well, that's what the information I'm gathering every day. I'm the soul. I'm devoid of all the attachments. I don't have any karma attachment with me. This body is associated with me, which is going to be transient association since birth to death, and then this body will go away. All this information, that soul, what is soul, and what's the associated thing soul has. I have to gather information, learning the scripture, reading the scripture, listening to the Acharya Bhagavan, further questioning Acharya Bhagavan. Once I understand, then I try to gather information, try to solidify information, try to reflect upon, try to imbibe upon, all those homework, I will have to do it. Then and then I'll be ready what Acharya Bhagwan is telling me. But if the child is from the first grade and I'm talking PhD language to him or her, child won't understand a single word. But the child says, you know what? I have faith on this person, so I would like to know exactly what he means. So he progresses from the first grade to second to third to fourth to high school to college to post-graduation. And now he said, oh, that's what my PhD teacher wanted me to understand. So all this homework, I will have to do it. And you know what? We are just saying, all these things are not easy for me.
Class.
Hello? Yeah, okay.
Oh,
All these things are
now I can't see how to block myself from not being seen mute. Okay, mute.
okay. Maybe I can do it. Okay, hold it 1 second. It's okay. I think you're muted, I think. Yeah. So it's my duty. The teacher is there. Acharya Bhagwan is there. Monk is there. He's ready. He's loaded with knowledge. He wants to share with me. But it's my duty to come to that level. I had to do my own homework to come to that level. If I don't understand those parts, then why I don't understand? So I have to sharpen my knowledge. I have to sharpen my knowledge, and that way I will end up knowing what Acharya Bhagavan wants to impart the knowledge to me. So these are the things that I have to know. So Vachya Vachak Sambandh means the word and its intended meaning relationship. So how will I know it? Only when I put my own personal effort to know all these differences. So those are the Vachya Vachak Sambandh, means a word and its actual intended meaning. Why do we do all this thing? Because it's going to come in this stanza to explain to us more about it. A person knew the actual meaning of the word Swasti and also knew the language of barbarian person. Now we are talking about the Acharya Bhagwan. Now we are talking about learned saint. Now we are talking about enlightened person. He knows the actual meaning. He has experienced the soul substance. My enlightened person, like Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami, because he gave us all the information, that's why we are talking, he experienced the soul substance. And after experiencing, now he's talking to us in our language. Our language means I'm the one devoid of experiencing the soul, so I'm like a barbarian person. I don't know the meaning of the word Swasti, for example. But the Acharya Bhagwan, the enlightened person, the learned saint, he knows, he experiences soul substance, and he knows the language of the barbarian person. So he has both the things with him. He has experience, absolute point of view. He knows barbarian person's language, conventional point of view. So he has a kind of harmony between the absolute point of view and conventional point of view. So that person, he knows both the things. He knows the word and intended meaning. He knows the word soul and he knows what soul means. Because he had experienced a soul. He knows soul is made up of infinite attributes. We also talk about it. The soul has infinite attribute. But my word comes out shallow, hollow, because there is no experience behind that one. Same word comes out from Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami's mouth, and they will give large impact, it will create large impact because his words are coming from his own experiencing phase. So he knows actual meaning of the word. He knows the word. He knows the actual meaning of the word, and he also knows barbarian person's language, means us, our language. So he explains us in our own language the meaning of the word Swadhay. Here, this example, we continue this one. He explains the meaning of the word Swadhay, and he says Swadhay means, what did we say Swadhay means? Everlasting, may the everlasting prosperity be with you. That's the meaning of the word Swadhay. As soon as I understood that part, actual meaning of the word Swadhay, I became very happy. The tears of joy started running down my eyes, because now I know the intended meaning. Word and its intended meaning, both needs to be brought together. And that gives me joy and happiness. Then, again we continue. The Swadhay is the word and its intended meaning came to be understood. That was an example we just gave. Acharya Bhagavan said, the soul, the listener is an ignorant person since time infinite. He has no idea what soul means. Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami used to say that when somebody talks about soul, you should get really excited about it. You should be really becoming alert about it. But I don't know what that soul is, so somebody talks about it, I listen about it, and that's case closed. That's it. I stop there. But so listener is an ignorant person since time infinite. He knows only conventional perspective only. What is the conventional perspective he knows? I am the body. I'm hungry right now. I need to eat. I'm thirsty right now. I need to drink. I'm tired. I need to sleep. And all these things, body's activity. Body is tired. And I said, I'm tired. Body is hungry now. I'm hungry. Body is thirsty. I'm saying, I'm thirsty. Soul never drinks or eats. Those are the functions of the material body. But I just said, me and body are same. So whatever happens to body happens to me. That's what I reflect upon. So that's a conventional point of view. Because I have not experienced the eternal nature of the soul with his infinite attribute of knowledge, etc. Because I have never had an experience. That's why my words are going to be hollow, shallow. But what it is, while we exchange the ideas right now, we combine together, try to understand the nature of the reality, and try to gather information as much as possible. And getting all the information within me, I solidified that knowledge. The word used by Gurudev Sri Kanji Swami is called Yatharth Tattva Nirnay. Yatharth means absolute. Tattva Nirnay means in nature of the reality. I understood absolute nature of reality. Those are the things that we are all are combined together. We are trying to do it. But still, the person has not experienced, so he does not know the intended meaning of the soul. Soul is a word. But its intended meaning is me, the soul, eternal soul substance, made up of comprising of infinite attributes within me, and those attributes are having the modes constantly going on, and that is the soul. So he has no disrespect, remorse, or distress, but he keeps on staring at the learned person who is telling the word soul. Just like that ignorant person kept on staring at the learned person when he said word Swadhay, same way here, I, as an ignorant person, keeps on staring at the learned person who is uttering the word soul. He's describing soul. I want to know more about intended meaning of the word soul. Now I have inquisitiveness. I'm the learner, I'm the student who is a smart student. I want to learn, I want to know detail about it. I'm in the phase of gathering phase of information. So I gather all the informations and now I'm trying to put it into my action. Acharya Bhagwan has knowledge of absolute as well as conventional point of view. Kunkun Swami, he had an absolute knowledge about the soul substance. How did he get the absolute knowledge? Number one, he had total faith in the omniscient Lord. Who is the omniscient Lord? Mahavir Swami. He had a total faith in Lord Mahavir Swami's teaching. But of course, there was a 500 years difference between Kunkun Swami and the Mahavir Swami. So he knew Lord Mahavir Swami and his teachings. And also in the lineage of the Acharya Bhagwan, on the lineage of the holy saints, this knowledge got continued further down. So he also obtained knowledge from his guru. Number second. Third one, he started asking questions and all the things. And all the questions are answered. So he is now ready. And last thing, he ended up with the experiencing of the soul. So all these things were there. And that's why Kunkun Acharya, they understood and experienced the soul from absolute perspective. Remember, he is also transmigratory soul right now. He does not have omniscience at this point. Omniscience means now he'll be liberated forever, in the sense he will remain in the eternal bliss forever, and ultimately he will give up the body also. That is the ultimate thing after omniscience. So he's a mundane soul in the form of a monk right now. So because he's mundane soul, he knows my problem too. He knows that I only understand conventional point of view. So he uses that medium of conventional point of view and he tries to explain to me the nature of soul. So he explained to me nature of the soul through divisional aspect. He says, listen, soul is having knowledge, soul is having faith, soul is having conduct, soul is having eternity. All these things he's talking from divisional aspect. But his real meaning, his real intended meaning is to convey to the listener that yes, I'm explaining you through the divisional aspect, but you better understand them as an indivisible perspective. So the medium of language can only explain in divisional form. That's kind of a weakness of the language, that it can only explain in the divisional form. But through the medium of divisional form of presentation, Acharya Bhagwan wants us to convey that, okay, you listen from the divisional aspect, but when you grasp it inside, make it in indivisible aspect. this thing becomes very Greek and Latin for me, for us, because we have not experienced the soul substance. But at the same time, we are on the path that at one of these days, when one of these days, I am going to experience the soul substance. So I need to gather all these informations. And learned saint is putting all the information to me. So Acharya Bhagwan right now, the learned saint, the enlightened person, the holy monk, they are like a chariot driver. He's a chariot driver, and this chariot has two wheels. Absolute point of view, one wheel. Conventional point of view is another wheel. And with these two wheels, he's driving this chariot. So he knows the actual indivisibility through his experiencing phase of the soul substance, as well as he also knows divisional aspect. So he knows from absolute point of view the indivisibility of the soul substance. At the same time, from conventional point of view, he's trying to explain to me through the divisional perspective. So he's walking on a very thin line to convey the message to me. He is learned, he has experienced soul substance, he is enlightened, he is a holy saint. He wants us to go on the same path. So he explains to us in the divisional aspect. He is explaining the nature of the soul through reflective thought perspective. Remember, reflective thought perspective means two things. When I'm experiencing my soul substance, that is called primary abstract comprehension. When I'm out of this primary abstract comprehensive state, then I come and I go into the reflective thought process. So he already has understood the soul substance through primary abstract comprehension, nirvikalpta. Then when he comes out of the nirvikalp state, when he comes out of primary abstract comprehensive state, then he explains to us through the reflective thought perspective. When he's talking through the reflective thought perspective, he also knows that this is conventional point of view only. And he knows that's not the adorable situation. But he delivers through medium of conventional point of view, but the intended meaning is for one to know through absolute point of view. So originally when we started, Vachya Vachak Sambandh, the word and its intended meaning. So word comes in the form of divisional aspect. Intended meaning has to be through the absolute point of view, and that's only the way he can convey to us, and we understand those things. I think the time is coming up, so we'll stop over here. If you have any question, we can just take the question right now. See, we have done the 6th and 7th stanza in great detail. So now all these things should become very easy for us to understand that what is conventional point of view, what is absolute point of view, and all those things. So basically, it is whatever we knew so far in 6th and 7th stanza. These are things Acharya Bhagwan is dissected in different perspective to explain to us whatever we are supposed to know, whatever we knew so far. He goes from a different angle to explain to us, so my understanding becomes deep-seated. That is only the aim for him, to have me understand everything in the proper form from all possible angles. I understand. That's what the whole game plan over here is. You know. Any questions?
Kirit, Samagra Sansar
Huh.
is mostly conventional point of view.
Yes.
Only Atma is from the absolute point of view.
Yes.
Oh.
Because everything is associative thing. Think about it. My
Right.
house, my car, my family, my likes, my dislikes, all those things are occurring as a result of me putting my attention directed to outside world.
Right.
But when I give up that one and go into the eternal soul, when I bring the attention to my eternal soul substance, then I just say, oh, whatever I was doing so far was totally, totally wrong. So that's what it is, you know. Okay. So shall we do the closing now? All right, we'll do it. Okay. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ ढंग 9 times नमो का मंत्र नमो ओरियंता नमो सिद्धानंद नमो आर्यन नमो जाम नमो लोय सोसाम नमो ओरियंता नमो सिद्धानंद नमो आर्यन नमो जाम नमो लोय सोसाम नमो ओरियंता नमो सिद्धानंद नमो आर्यन नमो जाम नमो लोय सोसाम नमो ओरियंता नमो सिद्धानंद नमो आर्यन नमो जाम नमो लोय सोसाम Namo Orientam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loya Sosanam. Namo Orientam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loya Sosanam. Namo Orientam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loya Sosanam. Namo Orientam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loya Sosanam. Namo Orientam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jam, Namo Loya Sosanam. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Yeah.
Jai Jinendra, uncle.
Jai Beta, Jai. Thanks.